now we go into the intro.
All right. Hello, good morning, and welcome, gamers. We are missing 1/3 right now. He's going to be coming back after he's done powdering his nose. There he is. Anyways, we are FPS Guides. Our goal is to bring the gaming community together with reviews, guides, news, and clutch plays. In addition, we'll be talking about some spicy rumors, some controversies, and random topics of discussion. Here you'll find some facts, some opinions, and some jokes. If you like what we do here, be sure to check us out at fpsguides.com and follow us on social media. We stream this podcast live every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/fpsguides. For all you listeners out there, FPS Guides Podcast can be found on Apple iTunes Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and also Alexa. So please go ahead and check us out if you are a listener. We are a small but growing community comprised of gamers both young and old who are just passionate about gaming. If you are interested in becoming a part of this FPS Guides community, or perhaps even becoming a content creator, please hit us up on our website. We would love to hear from you. And so, how you guys been doing? Oh, we were introduced. That's right. So, I am Captain Stiffy. I am one of your hosts.
Then I sit right next to Captain Stiffy. If you're an audio listener, we're kind of in a row here. Captain Stiffy John sits in the middle, and I'm kind of over on the right. My name is Mr. Top Hat Jones talking right now, and then over there, the last man standing,
Ilocano SC in the house.
In his house.
His literal house.
Representing. He does own this building, that's just true.
I sleep here.
He sleeps here, he does.
Yeah, so just so you know who's talking when.
Yeah, so we're going to try and implement these little introductions for our audio listeners so they can kind of like
way more of you than there are viewers.
Link a name to the voice.
Yeah, so what have you guys
one
been playing?
Day
Playing something cool?
Face. I've been playing Get Drunk on the Cruise.
Ooh, that is a good game. How's the aftermath of that game? Not so great though.
It was not great, man. I came back last Friday. I was like 5 days hungover. I was not.
Your body's like, you're gonna regret this, kid.
It was just massive amounts of consumption, just because we had the alcohol package too. So we were just eating and drinking constantly, the entire time. And in between activities, we would grab food and a couple of drinks.
Nice.
And so nice. It was bad. It was bad. So I came back, but I got to come back to a Modern Warfare 2 beta.
True.
Or not Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare. Sorry, Modern Warfare beta, which was super awesome. I have literally haven't been this excited about a Call of Duty game in I don't even remember how long.
Yeah.
I really fell off the train after
Modern Warfare 2?
Modern Warfare, no, I'd say Black Ops,
okay.
1, the Vietnam or the Cold War Black Ops. That was the last one I was like, oh, this is good. But after that, I just totally fell off of it, and I'm so excited to see them going back to their roots, I guess. But
yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Call of Duty in depth a little later because they're in some hot water. But
and then
what else have you been playing?
We're playing The Surge 2. I've been playing the heck out of that.
Nice, cool.
That came out on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's part of our thumbnail. If you didn't,
part of our little thumbnails.
Didn't see.
That came out on Tuesday. It was actually playable Monday, at in the afternoon. On Steam. It was playable by 6 p.m. on Monday. It was weird. I didn't even believe it because I downloaded from Steam. I was at work and I was downloaded from Steam to my home computer, and it was first of all, it was 10.5 gigabytes, which is weird.
That's true. Yeah, on my PlayStation.
And then I downloaded it.
Which is small.
And I was like, okay, I can download it, and I won't be able to play it for a while. But let me start it up to get my computer accustomed with it. So I started it up, and then it was like, you want to start the game? I'm like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I've been basically playing it every day since then. And
enjoying
it's awesome. It's super awesome. I'm going to be coming up with a real review of it first. I just wanted to get fully encapsulated in all the game's mechanics before I start a review about it, because I don't want to say one thing and then turn out not being true when I get 8 more hours into the game.
You're much more into it than I am. I just started the game last night actually.
Yeah.
After beating Gears 5 story last night.
And how was that?
Disappointing.
Very
disappointing.
Wow. Yeah.
I was very disappointed, to be honest.
Sad.
Pretty much there's some cool story stuff that happens in end of Act 2, Act 3.
Yeah.
Beginning of Act 3, and I'm like, all right, this is interesting.
I'm getting somewhere.
I'm enjoying, what this is leading towards. And that was it. It just didn't progress anymore. Basically something happens with Kate, and you find out more about Kate's backstory, which is super interesting because she's a cool character. I like her. and her backstory is important to the series, like really important. And they introduce it, and then that's it. They just don't do anything else. They just don't capitalize on it. I was very disappointed. And there's a decision you have to make later in the game that I thought would change the game ending. It does not at all.
Doesn't really affect it.
No, because I looked up the alternate or the other decision.
And it's just like
basically
the same thing.
Yeah, it's literally the same end, but the way you get there is slightly different. Like, oh, you chose this character, that means this character is going to get upset. Oh, you chose the other character, that means the other character is going to get upset. That's it. I was not
lame.
I thought it would have more of an impact. That's why I made the decision I did at that moment. I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Like when I after the aftermath of this, is going to be great.
Right.
But it was not. It was severely disappointing.
It was just not.
Act 4 was
just not dramatic.
No.
There was just no drama.
Act 4 was fun in the way of like a lot of big bad monsters to fight, but all of Act 4 was just like a gauntlet of enemies. Like there was nothing else.
Like you're just going through and just on a murder spree.
Yeah,
to
it's
get
like,
from point
we
A
have to
point
get
B.
the Hammer of Dawn. It's like, okay, like just like every other game, like
get the Hammer of Dawn. Just bzzz. Yeah, that was like
the only
game, yeah.
There was not sad, but just like a little bummed. But there was some sort of ending with a character that I did like that. I was like, I'm a little bummed about that, but it makes sense for the story, so it's okay.
Okay, so they're doing some stuff then.
But it was, I can't even say because it's a spoiler, but it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Like,
I was hoping it was going to be like Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, God of War level quality, and it severely is under those. It's like a 7. This is like a 7. The campaign.
I mean,
the whole game as a package, probably like an 8.
I guess they maybe they put a little bit more resources into the multiplayer than they should have.
No, I don't think they did though, because it looks beautiful. It's a very pretty game, and there's a lot of dialogue and stuff there.
But it's
just not woven together very well.
The writing is just not good.
What about you, Sig? You play anything interesting?
Yeah, I actually played 2 games. I played Blair Witch.
Okay, cool.
It wasn't as scary as I thought it'd be because I kind of got. I got lost early in the game. It's too open world in the forest. Like there's no like buildings to go to, and you don't have any markers. All the trees look the same.
I think the game is just getting lost in the forest, and then the Blair Witch messes with you.
Yeah, and it's
no, just didn't hook you. Just not interested.
Yeah, it's not your kind of game.
Not my kind of game.
We're getting Deep Poodle to play it for us.
I don't have enough patience to figure out these mysteries of the forest. Strange as this sound, I kind of wanted to be startled more. Like I wanted to be able to talk about it today, but it scared the crap out of me. I wanted to be able to say that, but it didn't.
Usually you have to, like, with those kinds of games, you kind of have to work into it, just like a horror movie. You like work into the scary parts, but yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
the beginning part can be a little dry.
I don't know. I feel like if it's a good, high-production horror movie, like, the atmosphere just gets you. You're just like, oh, okay, This is an interesting environment. This is an interesting atmosphere.
Yes,
it wasn't like that?
I agree, and it was not like that.
Oh.
In Gears 5, that scene where you're going through the sewer tunnel, and these things are coming at you through this dark tunnel, that was scarier than Blair Witch.
Okay.
So
Blair Witch supposed to
I don't recommend Blair. Yeah, it's supposed to be good, and I'm sure it'll get better. But I spent 2 hours of my life on it, and I don't want to spend any more than that.
Okay.
Okay.
Not recommended.
Yeah.
Right.
Hard pass on my.
Might not be your cup of tea. We'll see if we can't get a second opinion on it one day.
Yes, please. I would like to hear. I would like to see somebody play it correctly.
It ain't no Silent Hill.
Oh man, you want to get scared? You should play some Resident Evil 2.
It ain't no Silent Hill.
Resident Evil Bound.
Yeah, it definitely ain't no Silent Hill. That buzzing radio, that static when the monsters are near, that was
Pyramid
brilliant.
Head.
That was genius. And the fog to limit your visibility, that was genius. It was psychological.
Oh yeah.
You know who made that game?
Atmosphere.
It was.
Who?
Hideo Kojima.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's so good.
It makes sense, man. Like they really played with your mind in Silent Hill. I didn't get any of that in what was that game again? Blair Witch.
Blair Witch.
that game literally so forgettable. You just forgot it.
Suck.
Yeah. And then the second game that I played was State of Decay 2. I'm a little bit late to the game.
Okay, that's okay. It's on Game Pass, so
yeah, it's on Game Pass and it's free. So
was
Blair Witch too. But if you're gonna install any game this weekend, I don't recommend Blair Witch. But go ahead and install State of Decay 2. Play it with a friend. I was very impressed with the part of the game that jumped out most at me was the fluidity of panning, your perspective. I don't know if it was because of the monitor that I was playing on, but it was one of the things that I get frustrated when I'm playing third person. That's the third person, right?
Yeah.
Is getting my views right, like looking around properly, and this did it. It was intuitive. Like I don't play these kinds of games. Yeah,
right.
Like,
so you didn't really feel like your camera was getting lost or anything.
No, and it feels like it's panning at like faster than 60 frames a second. It felt really smooth.
Could be.
I was impressed. That was the most impressive part for me. What I didn't like is when I look behind. Just looking behind isn't the same as turning around.
Okay.
No. The camera controls and the player controls are completely independent.
They're completely independent.
Oh.
It was like Tekla, you know, or if you control the camera, you're flying around.
Yeah.
You're flying around the environment with totally detached from
You're using
the character.
using the pan
Okay.
button and then you hold control and then you're like rotating.
Yeah. So if
That's
you're facing
interesting.
east, you could pan the camera all the way around the character, so you can see everything around him. But the character won't turn around to face a zombie until you actually turn
You
him
have to
around.
move
Okay.
the stick. Yeah.
Which is
Interesting.
It and here's why I knew it was intuitive and it was beautiful, because it took 5 minutes to figure that out. Then I was like, I love it. Like one of the things I hate is when you're climbing up a ladder, you kind of can't see anything but the ladder. But here you can kind of see a little bit around. I wish they could have let me pan out and look around the building as I'm climbing up the ladder. That would have been. I was like, oh, don't let me do this. Like sort of like what do you call those drones? Like a drone.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the view would act like a drone, I think that would be very awesome for.
It's kind of like you just have like a character control and a camera control.
Yes.
And they work independently of each other, but they still work well enough so it doesn't get like too cumbersome.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you gonna play any more of it?
I will. I'm gonna play more of it. I actually, I'm gonna
play with
install
Cade.
it. I will. I'm gonna install it on his Xbox, so that we can play this weekend. Because I don't
Okay.
think it's too scary for him.
At nighttime, it's kind of scary.
That's where I'm at. I kind of had to turn it off at nighttime. Because that flashlight that they give you is weak, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's weak.
And zombies are more aggressive at night and stuff.
Yeah, like they actually. Yeah.
They'll
yeah,
just
yeah.
get in the car and just stay in the car.
Can I stand and kill time until daytime?
I mean,
Or is there stuff I have
technically,
to do
yeah.
stuff at nighttime?
No, you can just stand there.
Okay.
Just like standing there.
Yeah, just like
in the
every
middle
time
of
it
the
gets
house,
night,
just
like,
not doing
all right, let me
anything.
just walk back to my safe zone, stay there, and go do something else for like 15 minutes until it goes daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there a 3 coming out?
probably. I mean, I didn't think there were gonna be a 2, but a 2 came.
I didn't think it was gonna be as fun as it. And it was just single player. I can't imagine how much fun it'll be if I'm playing with.
It is like a really
my
good
friends.
time with like your friends and stuff, because like you guys go into a house and you all just go around and start looting and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you're driving in a car and stuff. Your boys can like help you out, and it's definitely much easier.
Yeah.
With friends and stuff, because you don't have to like, I don't know if you've encountered this issue yet, but you have too much stuff and you can't carry it all back at once.
Yes.
It's
Brutal.
like having boys with you
Just going
to help
back and
you.
forth. Yeah.
Like, and don't forget on their vehicles have trunks you can put items in too.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Vehicles have trunks you can put items in. The larger vehicles have larger trunks and that kind of stuff. Like a truck can put like a lot of stuff in, but like a car can only put like a little stuff in.
Okay.
Yeah.
This game will scratch that itch that sometimes I don't want to play anything too stressful to what's the word?
It's a survival game, though.
It's a little stressful, but I guess it's not like a game that you.
It's not like
it
you're
tells you
stroking around
not
corners.
to care, like not to. I don't want to say it. It's not in a bad way, but not to care too much about what happens.
Right.
Because it's the kind of game where like bad stuff is gonna happen, and that's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Like you lose, like your best fighter dies. That's just part of it. It sucks. Move on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It had a relaxing feel to it. It feels like a game that I could play after work.
It's got a certain charm to it.
Yeah.
It does.
So.
I'm glad you like it.
Cool.
I like that game. I'd get back into it. I'd get Deep Pooley, get back into it. We'll help you out.
Okay. Aside from those 2 games, no, that's all I've got.
That's basically it. All right,
When
guys.
is my review on Windows Solitaire?
When is Solitaire coming? You're pretty late right now, man.
How old is that game, by the way? State of Decay.
State of Decay
It
came
was last year.
the
Or it was
first-
the year before. What was last year?
You talking about the first one, like the series, or State of Decay 2?
State of Decay 2.
That one I think was last year.
Because it was Game Pass immediately.
That one was last year. It was one of those. It was one of those games that came like immediately to Game Pass. It was. I think it was when. It was like it was a little while before Game Pass PC started. Being a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But
it's supposed to be one of Microsoft's like premier exclusives, but it's not. Fair. It's not like. It's a AA game, you know. It's not. Yeah. With no disrespect, of course. It's just like you're not in the AAA ballpark. You're just not.
It's not bringing in huge audiences, but it does appeal to a very specific kind of gamer, and the people who do like that kind of game do really enjoy it.
Now that Undead Labs, the developer, is actually a first-party studio now, they might get more like funding. Funding and stuff to make number 3 better.
Make number 3 be even better,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely room for improvement.
Oh, and I mean, it's a little buggy.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Not bad.
Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, the script writing was lazy.
Yeah,
sure.
The story is fairly unimaginative, you know. It's just like
the cutscenes. There's a lot of like awkward silence. Like you know what you have in real life when you meet new people, just like stare at each other like, okay, let's go to the truck.
Do you say something? No, you say something. No, I say something.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Okay, let's go. Like it's like that. I actually wrote it down on my notes. I'm like, this is very awkward.
It's very one dimensional. You like
it doesn't catch up. Like the conversation
you meet like a complete
up.
stranger, and you be like, "Hey, you should come help me out and come join my group." And they're like, "Okay."
It's like
that's it. Like, all right.
So no backstory at all.
There's no backstory. There's no like trying to coax you to come to our side. Just like, all right, nothing else better to do. Screw it. But anyways, we're just going to move on to our headliners, guys. We had 2.
That's all the games we've been playing.
Yeah.
Continue to play those games. I think next week is Ghost Recon. To be honest.
Next week.
Yeah, and then this weekend is the beta. I think for Ghost Recon, the open beta. So check those out.
Might have to try that out this weekend.
Yeah, might have to try it out. But yeah, we're gonna jump into the news.
So we got 2 pretty major releases this week. We had The Surge 2, which came out on Tuesday, and Code Vein, which came out today. Both are hanging out in the 70s for a Metacritic score. Surge 2 got a 74, and Code Vein got a 72.
That's okay.
That's
all right.
It's more or less what you would expect from games like this. They're like I said, they're a pretty niche genre of game. They're both like Souls clone type games, but they don't usually pull in very many new people. But the people who are loyal to this game type do enjoy them. So I mean, a 74 and a 72.
Okay.
That's kind of what I expected from a Metacritic score for them.
Do you are you guys familiar with Easy Allies at all?
Familiar with them.
Yeah, so there's a guy on there, Michael Huber, his saying is just like, swimming in 7s, baby. Don't be ashamed. Swim in those 7s.
Swim in those 7s.
Swim in those 7s.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It just means like you're gonna have fun with those 7s, man. It doesn't always have to be a 9.
Like yeah,
swim in those 7s.
Just because it's 7 doesn't mean that it's a bad game. It's just that not everybody thinks it's a good game.
Yeah, so I like that a lot because sometimes like you're having a very good time with a 74 rated game.
I really like The Surge 2. Like I wouldn't give it a 74. I would probably give it in the 80s. That's just me.
Yeah.
Code Vein at 72 sounds realistic.
Sounds realistic based on the demo.
Just not super great, honestly. So.
Yeah, and then after those 2 games released, we had Sony had its 3rd State of Play that took place on Tuesday, which was the 24th, earlier this week.
The United States of Play.
And had a bunch of information. First of all, there were some smaller indie games shown off. Watam was there. Arise. A Simple Story was there. It's like kind of a walking simulator-ish, like traversal game, kind of like Journey, which if you're into that, cool, go ahead. No problem with that.
Yeah.
And Modern Warfare was shown, which looks really good. We'll kind of get into a little bit more detail about that. And the big, star of that was The Last of Us Part 2, which we finally got a release date.
There you go.
Amazing trailer. I think I watched the trailer 7 times. I think I watched it 7 times.
Wow. Just memorize every pixel location.
Yeah, like I watched it 7 times, and I watched the other trailers like 5. But the release date for The Last of Us Part 2 finally revealed February 21st, 2020. The rumor was February, so that was correct.
Oh.
And let's see. I am over the moon for this game, man. Like
yeah.
I am above stoked.
Yeah, you've mentioned it. It's
Like,
probably the only
several
game.
times.
Probably the only game that you've mentioned in a higher, like, to be at a higher regard in your eyes than God of War.
Yeah,
It's like literally the only game.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
very excited. Go check out the trailer. There's a bunch of editions that come with it. You know, standard, special, collectors. Then there's the Ellie edition, which has a bunch of stuff in it.
And it's
But
only
also
$230.
Yeah,
freaking
$230. So standard edition 60, special edition 80, collectors 170. Ellie edition, what was that? 230. Damn, that's a lot of
The
money.
stream died.
Ooh, that's weird. Let's see.
We're gonna
It says live.
We're
It
gonna
says
continue,
live.
guys. Are we good?
It's back.
Just
Good.
came back.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Solo.
Interesting. That's super weird.
All right. Whatever happens.
Talking about The Last of Us,
Don't do
dude.
that.
The internet
Yeah.
just broke.
I think you were just so excited that the internet.
My
was like,
excitement just broke the internet here.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I'm teetering in between the special and collector's edition right now.
dude, get it.
I'm just like,
Go big. Go. This is your game, dude. Go
yeah, this
big.
is my favorite game franchise. So
The
I feel like I
collector's
should.
edition,
Big.
per this punch list, is already sold out on Amazon.
So
And the Ellie
the
edition.
collector's edition is sold out at Amazon, yes, and the
It's
Ellie edition
170 bones for that.
sold
and it's
out.
170
Immediate.
sold
Yeah,
out.
170.
So the Ellie edition is sold out at Amazon, GameStop, and Best Buy, and that's 230. Now let's put this into context here. The State of Play aired at about 4 p.m. Eastern time. These things were sold out by 9 p.m. that day. That's wild.
That's a good sign, honestly.
That's wild.
That's a good sign.
What's a good sign of the game?
Yeah,
Of the
that
game.
people
Of
want it.
that people just see this game.
You sold
and
out
are
of
just like.
you sold out of
I have no doubt
the
this
most
game's gonna be
expensive
great.
edition at 3 different stores.
I'm gonna make a prediction right now. There's no way it's gonna live up to this hype. No way.
Okay, I'll take that prediction happily.
All right. Let's
All right, what do you want to bet on it?
Lunch for a month.
Add another
lunch
lunch.
again.
Add another lunch to it.
No, lunch for a month. Every Friday
Whoa.
for a month. Boom.
No.
no, that's
I
crazy.
I don't know anything
take
about
that.
the game,
I'll
so
take that
I'm not
bet.
gonna-
Crazy talk.
I'll take that.
All
bet.
I'm saying, with expectations that high, man, it's got.
You gotta play. You should play the first one, Sig.
I think it will deliver, honestly.
Let's put it this way: if you said you're gonna buy the collector's edition.
I said I'm teetering between
Teetering.
special and collectors.
Okay.
Collector's edition has a really cool statue.
The price we're talking about is 170 and 230, respectively.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's got to be better than God of War, is what you're saying then. Because you
No,
didn't buy those
no,
crazy boxes.
No. There's a huge distinction here. God
Okay,
of War
explain.
was a franchise I jumped into first at that game.
Okay.
This is a sequel to one of my favorite games of all time.
Right, which makes the expectations even higher.
Yes, but that's
Except for LeBron James, I'm hard-pressed to think of anybody else or anything else that has lived up to meteoric expectations like that. None.
okay.
None. Go ahead. Prove me wrong. Save for LeBron James, who else? What else?
What else?
Red Dead? It was good, but didn't live up to expectations.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, but
Spider-Man and God of War lived up to the expectations and exceeded them, though.
oh yeah, that's true.
Spider-Man...
I mean, take your
Uh,
own opinions about the game out of it. How they were actually received globally.
Right, but I mean, their expectations weren't that high. They weren't as high as Red Dead's.
That's true. I would
Guys,
say.
don't you guys are too
I would
close to
say
the game.
true.
I'm an
I would
outsider.
say
I'm a
true.
casual. Remember, the
I would say
expectations.
right, I'm agreeing with
the
you.
expectations were not that high, so they're attainable. If you're telling me they're selling out $230 boxes within hours of within notice of the game being dropped, either they probably only made 100 of these things, or the expectations are super high. And
It is super high.
if I was Sony, I would probably try to do something to temper those expectations.
Why?
Because if you keep feeding that fire, and then the game, let's say the game is great, but it's not, it's not what everybody expects in their mind. That's
True, but that's where you just have faith in your game, and you're like, "Here we go, guys! All right, Naughty Dog, I hope you deliver."
Of course, it's a gamble. But I don't know. I do think it's going to live up to the hype.
I want it to.
I do think it's going to live up.
I
to
want
the
it to.
I also
hype.
want it to,
I
obviously.
believe in the studio.
Yeah.
I believe they've just for what they've shown. I can really see.
They
they put
literally,
the time
I don't think
into
they've made
it.
a bad game in like 2 decades. Like
We'll see.
the Uncharted series, them, Jack and Daxter, Crash Band. This is all them. They haven't made a bad game. Like,
I believe in them. They know what they're doing.
am I too close to the franchise? Sure, yeah.
Cloudy
but I'm very, very excited. I really hope it lives up to it.
Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of good
I
things.
I want it to live up to it so I can see you happy and smiley top hat. I don't like frowny top hats. So so I do want it. I do want to see the game succeed. I'm just saying, wow, these expectations are really, really high, and very rarely does that ever work out.
Yes, that's true. That's very, very true.
Oh,
but
someone's buying lunch then.
That's true. Someone's buying lunch.
Let's see how.
And you're gonna owe me 2 lunches.
I might owe you. I may owe you 1 lunch.
Remember,
I may owe you 1 lunch.
What was the
Filthy Casual was the one who got the game of the year right prediction. Remember?
That's true.
I said it's gonna be God of War. I said I don't want them to win because it's an exclusive, but I said they're gonna win.
Why wouldn't you want them to win? Because they're an exclusive.
Because I want them to disincentivize exclusives.
I mean, I feel like that's unfair though, because you just put out a product. You know, if that product is better than all other products, that's the deserving thing. It doesn't matter where it's from or who it's for.
I gave my opinion because I'm selfish. I want to be able to play it on any platform. I don't want to just play God of War on PS4. I want to be able to play it on Xbox. Yeah, I want it on Game Pass. That's right. That's right. But again, I'm not close enough to any of those franchises. Just as an outsider or a casual guy going,
this is very high expectations. Like
the expectations on that is ridiculous. You're telling me $230 sold out within hours of
5 hours. Yes.
5 hours. Yeah, that's.
Hey man,
that's ridiculous.
I believe in it.
We'll see.
I believe in it.
Every preview I've listened to, and I listened to a bunch, have had good things to say, but we'll see. Gotta wait.
All information released publicly about that game, Eric knows.
Yeah, probably. At least a lot of
all
it.
of it. Every single one.
What was the EA title? The one where you fly around like Iron Man? Was it? That one
Anthem.
That had high expectations.
Oh yeah,
too.
Look how that did.
Yeah.
That was a bad. That's a
I
bad
actually
game.
called that
dude.
one.
That's a
I
bad
called that
game.
one. You know, because I'm amazing at that kind of stuff.
You said it's gonna fall flat.
Yep.
See.
So I called it. I was looking at it, and the first couple of trailers really drew me in, and then I saw the last 6 trailers, and I saw the same kind of crap on all the trailers, and I realized that it was the same crap they were showing in all the trailers, just slightly altered. I was like, "That's the game."
That's
right
how you
there.
know.
That's the
how
game
you know.
right there. That's it. That's all it is. That's literally it. And you got the game, and that sure as heck, that's all it was, dude. It was just that. Whatever they showed.
That's why I got a lot of
kill
faith
all the guys
in this upcoming
and
game.
then kill all the other guys, and then the story is Bud. I think that's it.
That's right.
So, but anyways,
Yeah.
we've been digressing a lot, guys. Let's go and try and get something done today, Sig.
Yeah. So that was the state of play. It was basically the Last of Us 2 show. That's what it was.
And then Microsoft wanted to bounce back with their own little thing, right? How was that? I'm guessing it was cute. They had a Dippin' Dot
cute.
stand.
Cute is a good word. They tried. They tried.
They had a Dippin' Dot stand,
So they planned inside Xbox at 6 p.m. State of play aired at 4. So this is clearly to try and grab the headlights away from PlayStation. That didn't work at all.
But it was probably ill planned.
So they showed off some more games that are coming to Game Pass. Some of them we mentioned last week. It was Bloodstained and another game, Jump Force. That's what it was. And let's see here, more details about Project xCloud. So that's cool. We got a public beta starting next month in October. So that's pretty cool. You need an Xbox One controller, Bluetooth compatible, a Bluetooth 4.0 compatible device, and you need an Android device with 6.0 or higher. I think that's kind of old though, so I think it should be okay for the most part. And then the beta will roll out for US, UK, and Korea for now. We'll get more regions as we go. And then it's a lottery system, so once you sign up, you just gotta hopefully be drawn out of a hat.
4 games to be tested.
Yeah, and the 4 games that will be tested will be Halo 5, Gears 5, Sea of Thieves, and Killer Instinct. Those are some good games to be testing, because you got a fighting game, 2 shooting games, and kind of a third person or is Sea of Thieves in first person?
It's a first-person game.
Okay, so then you got another first-person game.
I would call that one. That's probably the MMO.
And they showed off some other games too. They showed off the Outer Worlds, which had a new trailer, looked cool. But all the games they showed off were multiplats. Like all the games you're seeing are gonna be on PlayStation. Like it's not. That's why the show isn't.
Just like
as
nothing
good
really
as it should
all
be.
that new.
There's no exclusive Xbox stuff except for
R.I.P.
xCloud.
I
Does
love
that beta
Xbox
interest you at
games,
all? Do you think you'll throw your hat into the ring there for xCloud?
Nah.
I think one of us should try it, honestly.
Probably should. One of us will try it. Fine. Someone will try it. We'll make June do it.
Nose goes.
We'll fight for it.
I want to sign up for a beta to play games I'm already bored of. Come on, dude.
That's not the point, dude. The point is to play it on the mobile devices.
I know. Games that I'm already bored of or just don't even care about.
Just like game sucks, 1 star.
5, moving on, Borderlands 3 has been killing it though, huh?
Yeah, it has. Some sales information has come out, but I think it's I don't know, man. It's just this sales
relatively
information,
killing it.
No, it's doing well. It's doing really well, actually. But all the outrage for Epic Game Store, like, oh, we're going to Epic Game Store, rabble, like, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was a thing.
Literally didn't matter because 5 million units of Borderlands 3 have sold in 5 days. That's a bunch. 70% of those were digital. That is also way more than I thought it was going to be.
Dang. Okay.
50% more sold than Borderlands 2, so that's pretty damn good, I would say. And then let's see right here. Most pre-ordered 2K title and most pre-ordered Epic Game Store title. So that's got some clout for sure. Beat out Metro Exodus. So, I mean, that's definitely got a lot of fanfare with it. It was the fastest selling 2K title, not to be confused with Take-Two, because that's GTA. GTA records aren't going to be broken for forever, probably.
A long time.
So,
yeah. Maybe the next GTA.
It was the highest selling 2K title on PC. So, you know what? Gearbox really doing a good job, and Borderlands 3 really killing it out there.
They broke all of their own records.
It's got an 85. It's doing well. A lot of people say the humor is very just more Borderlands.
I mean, that's all Borderlands is, man.
That leads into a Let's Argue topic maybe a little later. Probably won't get to it, but we'll see.
Is humor and kill the guys with crazy guns. And
I'm not too into Borderlands. I'm not really going to jump on it.
The thing about it is, you just gotta take it at face value. To be honest, don't look for anything deeper in it.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
You're not gonna find it. Don't look at anything deeper. Just take it at face value.
That's what all the reviewers said. They were just like, all you do is shoot. Literally, all you do is shoot. You don't do anything else.
And you shoot guys, and you progress your character, and there's a lot of funny things in it. You have, enemies that have funny names and stuff like that. Like they actually had an Easter egg from Tommy Wiseau, The Room.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
He was actually in the game. It's funny, but just take it at face value and just have fun. Play with friends. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, it's a very shallow game.
Breaking news, though, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. All other news is secondary to this news. The KFC dating simulator game is now out and free on Steam.
Ooh.
So please clear up your weekends, you freaking degens, because this is gonna be game of the year right here.
It is.
This is game of the year.
Break out all those Kleenex tissues you've been storing.
Just do what you gotta do, man. I'm not gonna tell. Tell your girlfriend you're gonna be busy. Lock yourself in the room. You got important stuff to do. So you gonna try that? You wanna try it?
Maybe. It's for free, dude.
One of us should try it, honestly.
Have Kay try it.
Yeah, have Kay try it.
He's like, yo, Dad, why is Colonel Sanders, like, coming on to me?
Yeah, Colonel Sanders is sexy right now. What's going on? Oh, man. It's going to be good.
And then we actually do have some more Call of Duty news. Something we previously alluded to.
Super annoyed at
this. This is very weird. I really want to get your guys' take on this one here. So, the Call of Duty community is pissed because that's what they always are. Because survival mode, this mode is within a greater mode called Spec Ops mode.
Which is an awesome mode. I'm glad they're bringing that back.
Spec Ops is apparently a very cool mode. I did not play it. And the survival mode is going to be a PS4 exclusive for 1 year. Until October 2020. What? So that means if, let's say, Sig over there wants to buy Call of Duty on Xbox, and JD over here wants to buy Call of Duty on PlayStation, Sig ain't gonna be able to play that survival mode until October 2020 because it's not on Xbox at all.
What?
Only on PlayStation.
The French toast.
So
I don't like that.
What do you guys think about that? Activision is getting a lot of crap for this, but Sony also has kind of a hand to play.
Yeah, I'd say if there was, it takes two to tango. If one was more at fault, I guess it would be Activision. But I'm just generally pissed.
Do you think it's worth it? Do you think the sales is worth it?
Not really. I don't think that it's going to, skyrocket on PlayStation just because of this one mode, to be honest.
Okay. Do you think it should be priced differently?
I think it should be priced differently on either system.
Because technically
you're getting less content.
You're getting less.
I mean, in a perfect world, in a perfect world, yes, it would be priced differently because technically you are getting less content. But you will get that content just in a year from now where the game's relevance is diminished a lot.
Yeah, the next Call of Duty is going to be out in late October, November next year.
No, I have no doubt.
This is
by the time this
gets
released, there'll probably. I mean, what do we know that or?
Yeah, we know that.
I mean, they think of Call of Duty every year, but like, that it does really piss me off. I don't think it's that worth it, honestly. I don't think it's that worth it to Sony or Activision to piss off their fans for what could be like, I don't know, ballpark 500,000 more sold copies for the PlayStation. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like
what do you
all
think,
that
Sig?
much.
Does this impact? Well, it probably won't impact you at all, but like just as a business decision or an overall decision.
And now that it is completely crossplay, technically getting the PlayStation would be the most bang for your buck.
Yes, it would.
Because it is crossplay, you can play with everybody, and you'll just get that content that nobody else has on your PlayStation, you ugly person. What do you think about that, Sig? Not cool?
Yeah, I don't. This makes angry only the subset of people that are Xbox only owners
or PC.
And they enjoy the survival mode of Spec Ops.
So, like, to put it in perspective, because you guys don't know what Spec Ops is, Spec Ops was an extra mode that was basically like little challenge missions that took the cool aspects from the Modern Warfare campaign. You know, like the ghillie suit one?
Yeah.
It literally, like, took that and then, like, developed a mission, like a special mission around that style. So... And like there are a bunch of different kinds, and usually they're challenge based. Like they have time, or you kill a certain amount of enemies, and you get like rewards and stuff for doing it. And you can do it with like I think it was up to 2 people.
Okay.
And it worked really well. Like for example, I remember me and D Poodley doing them, and one person was literally in a helicopter providing air support, and one person was on the ground sneaking into a compound. And like that was super cool, and that was literally the Spec Ops game mode, and they had a bunch of stuff similar to that. And so it makes me think that if Spec Ops is anything like it used to be, the survival mode, it might actually be pretty cool.
It probably is pretty cool.
It probably is really cool, but that pisses me off, dude. I don't want to get it on PlayStation. I want to get it on PC.
I also don't want to get it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. But there's nothing you can do about it. Just write hate mail just like everybody else does.
Complain to the internet. Yeah.
Exactly. Enigma said it perfectly. It's like not enough from him to get a PS4. So like if it's not enough to get somebody to like get a game for or even buy that console, then like it's not really that much of it. Like no one's gonna buy a PlayStation to play this mode.
I doubt it will be exclusive for a whole year. No, it's confirmed to be exclusive for a whole year, my friend.
You think they might? You think they might? Might come back on their word?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Nah. Not at that level. Not at that level. Sony and Activision, no way.
They wouldn't really care.
Nah, they don't give a shit. They don't care.
What's up? Everybody wants it on the...
They don't care. Okay, so let's see here. So got a little bit more news to go through, but to keep Sig awake, what story would you like to go with?
Sig awake. Let's see. This is kind of interesting. Louis Vuitton, yes, the Louis Vuitton is partnering with the League of Legends team for a limited event for the next Summoners Cup. Summoners Cup is like the coup de grace of esports cups, to be honest. Like that is the League of Legends Cup. Like you win that cup, you guys are top dogs. And so they're partnering with them to make new skins for characters and a one-of-a-kind trophy case for the champions of the Summoners Cup. It's like this crazy, honestly, probably ridiculously expensive case.
We'll probably put up a picture of it, right?
Yeah, there's a picture of it and stuff.
What am I looking at?
It's probably
League of Legends.
Wait, Enigma is saying, dude, I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to do season passes. I feel you, man. I feel you straight up. Like, it gets to the point where it's like, is it really worth it? I only get a season pass for a game that I know 100% I will play all of it.
Which is rare.
Because a lot of them I just don't. Like Call of Duty, I'm not buying any of those season passes, probably. I don't care about new maps most of the time. But, I mean, Smash Bros. I'll buy season pass all day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, new fighters? Absolutely. Yeah, 100%, dude. That's it right there. Yeah.
That looks gorgeous.
Honestly, it's like super neat looking, isn't it?
That looks pretty awesome, to be honest. What is that, like $100,000? Like maybe more?
I mean, it's one of a kind, so I mean, I guess technically it's priceless because it's one of kinds. They're only making it for that trophy. They specifically designed one of the most expensive luxury brands out there is designing a case, one of a kind, for that specific trophy right there.
For a free-to-play game.
For a free-to-play game esport tournament. Man, this is so weird, isn't it?
I think it looks worse with that Louis Vuitton case.
With the case?
It
I think it's in front of the case.
Commercializes
Like
it.
put it inside the case and stuff. I think it's like supposed to be kind of like octagon or hexagonal. And
I don't know. I think it looks kinda cool.
I don't know.
It looks like it's in a
Neat.
coffin. Like a Louis Vuitton coffin. I don't know. It just that's freaking bizarre.
I think Enigma asked about who's going to be keeping the trophy. I think the way it works is like it is technically the team's trophy in the team trophy case, so it'll probably be kept at like an area.
They just like pour beer in it,
The whole
drink out
team
of it.
like,
It's like,
appreciate
dude, this is a
it, I'm
Louis
guessing.
Vuitton product.
I don't really know what happens when teams win cups, like the Stanley Cup or something. Like, do you know like what happens?
They
to
hold
the actual
it.
trophy.
The team, yeah, they hold it, and
They
then
just like kind
the
of
next team gets it.
They just like kind of share custody of it, like every like you
Like
have
a
half
child.
the
No, one team gets it. Like the Bruins win.
No, I know, but
you
like
the whole team
team
gets
members,
it, and then
you know, I mean, just there's the coach just keeps it, you know.
no, they have it in like their facility, dude. They have it in like their facility,
so,
man.
Maybe the esports team that wins this will keep it in.
Yeah, it'll be like
in
yeah.
their house or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Oh, it's a
know.
real trophy? Like
It's a legitimate trophy. It's a physical
and they're gonna put it in a
trophy.
case like that?
They're gonna give you a case when you win.
They just handshake the
That's
case, you
Louis
just throws it on the
Vuitton, man.
ground.
This
like
is weird, right? Like that is a luxury brand. Like I would never,
It's a very
I could never
high-end
afford a
luxury
Louis Vuitton
brand.
anything. Like, come on. I'll get like a knockoff Louis Vuitton, and then say it's a Louis Vuitton.
I think it's cool because they're trying something different and Louis Vuitton embracing
Like esports and stuff.
esports. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But it did trigger like why hasn't Adidas and Nike and Under Armour jumped into these
or like
paid skins
well,
yet?
Razer or
they some of them have been. I know.
Corsair.
I think Adidas did something with some game.
Or
They've been doing
computer-based
little partnerships
companies.
anyways, but it's really interesting that you have these like physical brands that have worldwide
Maybe because they're trying to
renown.
reach a new audience, and gamers aren't gonna buy no Louis Vuitton, man. Like you can't afford that.
That's the best they can
That
do.
look badass in mom's basement.
Be worth more than
Honestly,
the house.
no, they can't afford. That's the best they can do is a Louis Vuitton skin for a character in a game that they play, and that skin, watch it, still costs like $10 per skin or something.
Like, why can't you buy
It's
Jordans for your Fortnite character yet? Like, I don't. What was taking so long to do this?
I don't know.
Maybe they didn't
I'm not
offer.
a-
Maybe they didn't
I'm not
offer
a
Epic
businessman.
enough money.
Huh?
I mean,
That's
I'm
interesting.
pretty
though.
sure if Epic wanted to, they could just be like, nah, you're not giving us enough. Sorry.
They could
Not
easily
giving us
do that.
enough, sorry. We make more than that in a weekend, so I don't really. That's not really great for us. I don't really care. It's not worth coding.
Adidas is just throwing money at them. They're just like, what else you got?
They're like, it's not worth coding in the shoes, to be honest.
Gotta cop that Louis controller. Imagine the pattern on the controller.
It's a $5,000.
You scratch it and it costs like $8,000 to fix. Like, oh god, no, dude.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
really
I
funny.
mean, no, the worst those designer like gamer shoes and stuff that came out. Like
Gamer gloves, dude. They were gamer gloves back in the day.
gamer. Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
a thing.
gamer gloves.
Dude, that's gonna come back. Watch. That's gonna come back. Watch. You're gonna have like these Nike,
Louis
and,
Vuitton,
like,
Gucci,
and like
all these gamer
Under
gloves.
Armour like gamer gloves that cost like $150.
It's gonna be ninja certified or whatever.
Yeah,
Ninja approved.
it'll have like Ninja's ugly ass face on it.
No, every time you die,
That'd be
it just
right there.
says like it's an audio. It plays an audio file of him screaming or losing every time you die. The gloves.
Just screaming constantly. Yeah.
What is it? Like, our minds, like it's awkward. Like, we don't like it. There's something abrasive about those ideas. Like, Porsche makes a cell phone, right?
It just
What?
it feels weird.
They have
for
a
them.
cell phone that's like Porsche. It's
How would you feel if like
I thought it was
like-
weird that Porsche made vans. They make cell phones.
yeah, they make cell phones. I remember seeing one in China, and at first I thought, yeah, this is definitely a knockoff. But I looked it up. I Googled it. It was a legit.
Like, yo, bro, what's that Porsche phone?
And
what's
Division
up with
Matrix
that?
said Porsche made a controller for 360. It's just there's something
They did?
it doesn't click in our brains like to connect things. Like, stick to what you do, man.
damn.
Like,
Yeah,
it'd be like Tyson Chicken making like
branding
alternative fuel for cars. Like what?
They're building legitimate NFL sports teams versions of controllers. Like I remember literally having a legitimate Xbox 360 Miami Dolphins controller.
Yeah, I remember that stuff.
That's crazy. They've just been doing this for a while. I totally
man.
forgot about all that stuff, man. Caterpillar phones are legit. What? No, I like
ginormous.
Like the construction
Caterpillar. Yeah. The made for machines,
like the heavy duty machinery.
Very tough,
bro.
What? You could probably shoot that thing with a gun.
Dude, that thing probably makes the Nokia look like glass.
Look at that. They put it in the sand.
What? That's awesome, actually. Dude, if there was a nuclear apocalypse, 2 things would remain. Cockroaches and these phones here.
And then cockroaches would learn to use those phones.
And then cockroaches would learn to use these phones. Dude, that's actually really...
That actually makes sense. That's sensible.
I mean, honestly, my dad needs that phone because he breaks an iPhone like twice a year in his job site. Dang.
Pretty cool.
That's actually really interesting. Thank you.
It's like earlier in the year when Xbox came out with that like brand of like deodorant and shampoo. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you doing this?
Right. It's just our brains just like short circuit. Like, are they just
like what?
No.
Louis Vuitton? Are you sure? And you look it up. You're like, son of a bitch. Look at that. Wow. So, I'm glad you're awake now.
Now we can talk about
maybe the less ridiculous news, but still news.
Do you want to talk about Sony launching their own eShop for PlayStation? Because that could have huge implications.
Yeah, I saw
huge
that. So wait, what is that? Like they
so
literally...
Sony launched their own eShop for PlayStation products. You can buy PlayStation products like consoles, games.
This is different than the PSN
Correct.
store.
This is physical items.
Okay, so you can buy like hardware.
You can buy PlayStation hardware. So VR sets, games, controllers, accessories, all that stuff. Now, this is super interesting because there's a line in the store that says prices will match retail prices.
Interesting.
Like brick and mortar store prices.
Okay.
And it also mentions that if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber and you're on that store, like logged in as your account, you're eligible for free 1-day shipping.
Okay.
And I was like,
so like they have their own Amazon Prime?
Kinda, yeah. It's kind of like that what they're building.
Oh, yeah,
so I wanted to ask this question to you guys, like, how do you think that will work?
Are these products being delisted from like Amazon and stuff?
No.
It might be cheaper to get it off Amazon.
Yeah, but it said that it would be competitive prices with stores.
Prices, right?
So this to me is PlayStation taking out the middleman. They're like
honestly,
they're basically trying to kill GameStop right now. Everyone's trying to kill GameStop.
Dude, GameStop is getting absolutely murdered.
But I think this could be cool because like if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber and you're like, oh man, I get like free 1-day delivery and discounts, like I'm gonna go to that store.
It makes
like,
sense.
I'm gonna go to that store. Like I'm not gonna go to
sense.
Amazon. I'm not gonna go to GameStop or Target. Like
when you think about it, it makes you wonder why this hasn't already been done.
Because there is a logistical problem that's solved by
they're in Japan.
distributors and retailers. So if you're a manufacturer, let's say you make games, you don't want to deal with customer refunds and returns. You don't want to do one person at a time transactions.
Right.
Imagine having 5 million sales for Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3, imagine having 5 million orders to deal with versus you deal with a distributor. You've got maybe 100 orders at.
They just
but Amazon
you want
does
X
it.
amount, and then that's
right.
It, yeah.
There's a little bit of a price cut, but you recoup a lot of that money right away, so you can continue manufacturing new products. So they solved that problem. They solved the cash flow problem, and they solved the customer service problem. But because of the internet, a lot of that can be automated now. So.
Do you think this is a good move? Do you think this is an interesting move by Sony here?
Yeah, I think it's a good move.
Honestly, it might make it standard for these developers these publishers, man.
Yes, and although they'll do it in-house, they'll still outsource it to a third company. Like there's a company that does it for all of the
all the distribution,
all the NFL MLB apparel, when you think you're
Isn't
buying, huh?
Isn't it Fnatic?
No.
No? Okay.
When you think you're buying their licensed product directly from them, no, they go through another company.
So the company buys X amount of licensed products.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a lot of problems to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, you're dealing with angry customers. Where is it?
Like
it's supposed to be here Tuesday. Like,
they would need
Sony's got bigger
create this like huge elaborate. Like,
Sony's got way more stuff to deal with than that.
And then you got back
Do you
charges.
think they'll do
returns, scan up fraud?
Since it looks like they're trying to bring this stuff all in house under their umbrella. So
yeah, it looks honestly that does look like what they're doing. It's like they're just kind of they want to just take out the middleman for basically all of their PlayStation.
And I thought this was funny because like GameStop, I remember GameStop, the CEO saying like, "Oh, next gen will help us out." And I'm like, "Ooh, well, PlayStation just kind of ducking you right now."
The biggest con to this deal is the big check that they're going to get from GameStop from buying 1 million units at a time.
True.
We'll buy 1 million units. Here's a big check. Boom. Like since they're not going to do that, they've got to buy
their return. Would
True,
be,
but all the money would just go directly to Sony.
The return would be maybe slower, more gradual.
Right.
But I guess they would see a larger return in the long run.
I want to say their markup is only like 10% on new items. GameStop's.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Like that.
That's
a lot, though.
In the scheme of like costs for running on.
Correct.
That's true. Maybe that 10% they could just make the store. Take that 10% and hire people to do the store.
I mean, they must have seen it as being lucrative enough because it's the thing now.
This is bad news for.
Honestly, it's bad news for retailers in general, but specifically game stores like GameStop. GameStop is really going to be struggling from this one, man. And honestly, I do see this as kind of creating a trend. Like, I would not be surprised to see like a Microsoft store where you can buy like Xbox products, like hardware products, straight from the store, and then sign into your Xbox Live account.
You can do that
stuff
now.
Like that.
The Microsoft store.
You can buy hardware.
Yeah.
You can buy like an Xbox from the Microsoft store,
and then have
signing into your Xbox. But do you get any kind of perks for being an Xbox Gold member?
I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. If they made it like specifically, because Microsoft of course has a store because it's Microsoft, they do a lot of stuff.
Right.
But if they had a specific Xbox store for Xbox products where you sign in as Ilocano SC and get.
It's like, oh, I see that you're a Gold member.
So you're a Gold member, and then like you were eligible for discounts. You can get this brand new game $10 off. I think this could potentially create a trend.
I also think this is gearing up for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, they're like, once the PlayStation 5 releases, we want all that money.
This is bad for consumers. This is bad for the end users like us.
How so?
A lot of those
harder to get products.
It's
discounts.
Harder to get products?
Much lesser discounts. Sometimes we benefit from clearance.
That's true. That's
clearance
true.
sales,
like open box and stuff like that.
From the middleman trying to clear out. So they'll sell it at cost or below cost in hopes to make money for the new items to come in. But if there's no other place to get it than from the source,
they can kind of just sell it for whatever
the price.
they want. Yeah.
Like Apple products before you could buy them on, before they were sold in Best Buy or anywhere else when you had to buy them from Apple. There were no sales. Like you don't get $300 off.
There is no sale.
A MacBook Pro.
It's not a thing.
It didn't happen. Like you just pay the price that Apple said. You start seeing them now because what you'll see is the middlemen who are resellers basically, they'll take their profit off and pass it on to you just to clear out. Like, just get the new ones in. So, look at Switch games.
Yeah, I mean, there's hardly any Switch games on sale. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it's bad for us when they start doing direct. We want the middleman to sort of be like, hey guys, just clear out, just take it.
See what they're saying?
They gave us a discount because we bought 1 million of these. We didn't sell as much as we thought. We'll sell it at cost.
Apple originally retailed all of their products in their specific Apple stores, and they didn't sell it at like Best Buy and Target and stuff like that, right? What you're saying? They did not do that.
Correct.
But now they do.
Well, they do now. Now you can walk into a Best Buy in it.
So like, what changed for the purpose of the argument? Like, do you know what changed? And for Apple to
because they're going PlayStation's going the opposite way.
Oh, why did they decide to do that? Just to keep the shareholders happy. They wanted to find new sales channels.
Maybe we could be seeing some backpedaling from PlayStation in 3 or 5 years, and maybe it turns out to not be as.
What if their sales are just as good? Then what?
Well, they're making more money.
Well, yeah, they'll keep. They'll keep that, but if it starts to affect sales, they'll start selling it.
Oh, let me log on the GameStop real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing? Buy one, get one? All right, we'll slash our prices
I guess you
today.
can still resell games to like retailers and stuff, like used games. So I guess you can still buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can. Yeah. Dang, dude.
Spells trouble.
Think about there.
Here, we'll move on to the deals and stuff.
Yeah,
because everyone likes deals, and there's some games you should definitely get.
Oh wait, that's something else I wanted to say though. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond's
that's cool.
VR. You should watch that trailer, dude.
Some old school gamers will know Medal of Honor
like,
for sure.
Dude. Oh my god, I want to get VR so bad now. Dude, the guy took a grenade and then bit off the pin and threw it. This is in VR. This is in VR. This guy's shooting a guy with a Tommy gun, takes a pan and throws it at some Nazi's head. Like, this is in VR. This is so freaking cool, man. Like, oh my god.
And it's developed by Respawn, which is even better.
Developed by Respawn, who are like probably
one of the best.
The kings of first-person shooters, or at least one of the best first-person shooter developers that exist currently.
Like, I'd agree with that.
They made Apex.
Top 3.
They made Titanfall, both like butter shooters, and they're making a VR game, and it looks sick, and you can pull the pin with your teeth. That's really all I care about, dude.
That is
I'm gonna be like, it looks sick, dude. I'm telling you, watch the trailer if you haven't. You are hurting yourself if you have not seen this trailer. Also, I thought this was other interesting news. I just wanted to point it out real quick. If you like Korn, the band, not the food, the band Korn.
Korn with a K.
Korn with a K. An online MMORPG called Adventure Quest 3D. Yes, that Adventure Quest, the browser game from when you were like 15. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Did an in-game concert event starring Korn. This happened actually the 20th of last month, so it's not technically news, but I just found out about it.
And
I thought it was super cool because you can like literally like instead of there being a mosh pit where the band is playing, it's just like an arena and you're fighting like waves of monsters, but like Korn is like playing in the background, and there's like little virtual Korn like rocking out on a stage with like skulls and fireworks and stuff. It's cool. I saw the video. I was like, oh man, dude, I wish I had I almost was gonna make an Adventure Quest account to go check it out, but it was over by the time I figured it out. But anyways, just interesting little thing for you, because that's what we do. Interesting things here.
Interesting things.
Moving on. All right, we're gonna skip a bunch of stuff going on to the upcoming releases and deals. Right now in the Epic Games Store for this week. I'm not sure when it ends. Probably I would say Wednesday, Thursday of next week.
You should just get it today, actually.
Everything and Metro 2033 Redo are both free.
Redux.
Is it Redo?
I think it's Redux.
I thought it looks French. I don't know. I'm saying Redo. Whatever. Redux. Redux.
But it's Russian, though. It's a Russian story. I don't know.
We'll semantics. But anyway, both those games are free on Epic Games Store currently.
Definitely play some Metro.
Highly recommend getting Metro 2033,
really
especially if you've been interested in like the Metro game that came out earlier this year or last year.
No. It was in February this year.
Earlier this year. Okay, yeah. So if you're really interested in trying that game out, definitely try this because it is a chronological story, and all of them are honestly really good, like post-apocalyptic shooters. Very good. Try it out. And everything is like the weirdest game ever because you can play as everything. Like I was watching a trailer. This guy was like a fish 1 second, and then he was like a rock, and then he was like a molecule, and then he was like a galaxy. Like
okay,
I don't know what he's doing. Like he's literally just like you just become like thing, and then you just like move around as thing.
Okay.
But like,
if you're a rock, what do?
You just like rolling around with like a bunch of rocks. Like they're squatting up doing rock stuff. I don't know. Like they're really just tumbling around. And the funny thing is like most of the like things that you can become move in the same way as they rotate. So this guy was like a cow, and then you see like cows just like cartwheeling and like moving on to greener pastures. It's just.
That's
it's
very
ridiculous,
strange.
But I mean, it looks super wacky, and if you're interested in those like really unique titles, just try it out because it is full free. PS Plus games for October are MLB The Show 19 and The Last of Us Remastered.
Play those.
Obviously, there's one of them you should play over the other.
Yes.
And it's MLB The Show 19.
Jump into that, Sig.
Just kidding.
It's free.
It's The Last of Us. Play Last of Us. What is MLB? What is that? Baseball?
It's
Who cares?
free. That game's too scary for you, though, I think, so.
Nah, you can do it.
I'll try it.
Definitely try
I
it.
can believe in you. Xbox game Games with gold for October are Tembo, the Badass Elephant. That is the actual title.
That's the literal name of the game.
And Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is so freaking fun, dude. The community's kind of died down since the game release, but there's still people who play it, and it's so funny, man. You just play it with some funny people, and then be in game chat because it's proximity like voice.
Okay.
And like
that's different.
It's just it's so funny, dude. We're like because our buddy used to be Jason because like if one person plays as Jason, everybody else is a survivor. But like you can also hear the voice chat of Jason, and so our buddies would be like playing music, and so when he get closer, instead of hearing like
yeah,
you hear like Rick. You hear like Rick roll. You get like Rick rolled or something like that.
He just like, should I feel threatened?
And then like you bust down a door, and you're like ah! It's like terrifying. It's so funny, dude. It's honestly
cool.
It's
and
a game.
free, man.
It's a hilarious game. You should play if you have friends who are funny. And if you don't have friends who are funny, hit us up. I got some.
I got some friends that are funny.
And I have no idea what Tembo the Badass Elephant is, but it sounds pretty cool based off of that
badass,
title.
man.
Honestly.
Then we have Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. Comes to Switch today. Absolutely play that game. It's awesome. Awesome Metroidvania platformer. It looks gorgeous. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty game. Very fun to play. I played it on PC. It's a good time. I like it a lot.
It's like
I'm
one
excited
of
for the
those
second one.
really artsy indie games and stuff.
Yeah, but it's the music is fantastic, and the art is fantastic. So
it's like one of those games where
it's basically what an indie game will look like if it's published by a first party, which is what it is. So.
That's what it is?
Yeah, it's Xbox first party published, but it's an indie dev.
You know who published it?
Huh?
Who published it? Was it?
Xbox published it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Microsoft published it, and Moon Studios developed it.
So wow. Okay, so
it looks amazing.
Some big names actually. So okay,
it's really, really good. Then we have an Amazon warehouse sale going on right now. Do you have any experience with warehouse sales, Sig? Amazon warehouse sales?
What is Amazon warehouse? Is that like
it's just used stuff, basically.
Used stuff,
yeah,
like things that were returned or something.
Yeah, used stuff. And there's some good deals, so check that out if you're interested.
Honestly,
in any of this stuff.
Get some good stuff. I think getting electronics on it might be shady though.
Might be slightly shady. But awesome, and we got a little bit of rumors to touch on, and that's about it. Oh, this one's cool, dude. I didn't know you put this in here. The Apex Legends leak could be getting a new map. That's cool.
Apex Legends leaked. So recently there was a leak of a new character. Forgot his name. He was some kind of a hacker type character. I totally forgot his name. I'm brain farting right now. But some of the things in the trailer and some screenshots that were released did heavily hint at a new map, possibly a snow winter map.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you did see a picture of one of the characters like ice climbing, basically.
Okay.
So it could be that they're adding in just a whole new map altogether, which would be cool. And that's what this game needs. It's just more content.
Yeah. And then for the Mafia fans out there, 2K could be developing a Mafia 4. Ooh. I did not play any of the Mafia games.
I hear very good things.
But yeah, I've heard very good things. So if you're into that,
the sort of like GTA from what I hear.
That's what I've kind of heard.
Sort of GTA but more story based, and instead of being
I don't have any
modern gangster, you're
with that,
you're
with
a mafia,
game,
but you're not actually a mafia guy. You're like an undercover double agent in the or something like that, or maybe that's just what Mafia 3 plot. I don't know, but try it out if you're into that kind of thing. Should we go to the?
We are over time, but I did want to ask that question. What the hell did I write down?
I'm a little sick today, guys.
Does a sequel need to reinvent the wheel to stand out from its predecessor? This is a question that came up during the Last of Us demos because one of the demos was very similar to part 1, and the second demo had a bunch of new combat stuff. But a lot of people were saying, "Oh man, it's more Last of Us." So, does a sequel need to be? It doesn't have to be a 1 to a 2, maybe a 2 to a 3, or whichever. Does it have to be dramatically different to stand out?
I think, obviously it would be a case by case, but I think as a game gets stale, and when a game is getting stale, for example, I think a great example would actually be the God of War series. God of War series was getting stale. Sure, everyone liked the games, they played 1, 2, and 3, they enjoyed it, but would another God of War of that same exact style really hold up today? I don't think so. And I think part of that is from being more aware of the current trends and honestly realizing when your content is getting to that point where it's stale. But never lose sight of what originally brought people to the game in the first place. Like, what brought people to God of War was intense combat and like brutal epic action fights. And epic fights and stuff. And they still had that in the re-release God of War, but it was different enough to honestly bring way more coverage than it normally would have had if it was just a God of War 4, like normal God of War.
Okay, so
I think...
So what about games that are still well received, like Devil May Cry? Devil May Cry hasn't changed up its formula at all, almost.
Not really, no.
So, and did you feel number 5 was stale? Did you feel it getting stale?
No, I didn't, and I think it's just because...
So how do you keep your sequels and stuff in the same line, but new?
Keep it from getting stale? I guess it's like part of the art, you know. I think with to carry on the example of Devil May Cry, like Devil May Cry, the core of the game was fast paced action, and like combo heavy combat, and like Devil May Cry 5 still did that beautifully, but they added in enough new stuff to the point where it was refreshing. Like, if they alright, so like Nero, for example, if they added in Nero again, and Nero was exactly the same as he was in the previous game, it may not have been all that interesting, but because they added in a whole new stuff with this kit, with this detachable arm that had all these cool stuff, I feel like that really did make it stand out, you know, from the other ones. I feel like if it was just like basically a 1-for-1 or just a continuation of the story with the same kind of stuff as the predecessor, then I feel like it wouldn't have been as well received as it was.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
What do you think, Sig?
I agree. Like, your first answer, I think, was enough to just...
Yeah.
I think you said it very eloquently and succinct.
Crap, what did I say?
Basically, just avoid getting stale. Like, know your audience. Know what's...
know the current times.
Know what people... You know, the current times, exactly. Yeah. An example outside of games is the new C8 Corvette that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's mid-engine, so it's got new technology, right? But they know their audience. It needs to be basically supercar performance, but attainable for the everyman. It's not priced like a Lambo. It's not $250,000.
It's something
it's $60,000
that the average Joe can like just get.
Right, but in its current format, you know, it's getting kind of old. They're still basically still using the same formula they've been using since the 60s, since the beginning, right? So now they're like, let's just change it up. Let's give it a new look. Let's give it, let's put the engine in the middle behind the driver, right? And let's keep the price low so people can still buy this. Let's keep it simple, rear-wheel drive. Totally not what Acura did with the NSX. NSX was like that. It was very simple. It was a great performing car, right? But this latest version of it, the Reload, their sequel, this thing is a hybrid. It's got all this technology on it, and you can't even buy it in manual. And that's I think that's one thing. I guess like I can ramble on. You just wanna have iterative changes that's done and executed well, without to prevent your product from getting stale. You said it right.
Know your audience.
Yeah, know your audience.
Know your audience. And don't try to just grab other people's audience by altering your product too much to the point where it's not your product anymore.
Yeah.
Like what happened with Call of Duty the past like 5 years was just Activision or Treyarch or whoever was in charge at the time trying to grab all of the fans that were interested in this new types of games, like the Battle Royale and the class-based hero warfare and stuff like that, and trying to grab elements of that and then just kind of like Frankenstein it together with the Call of Duty. It just didn't work. And then not only did they not make a good game as far as like normal standards, but they totally turned off a majority of their main fan base.
Yeah. I think Apex is a good example, actually. It's a new style of game, but it retains its core elements so well from Titanfall that people immediately jumped onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make it modern and
modernize it,
and focus and don't lose the priorities that made you popular.
Exactly.
That's kind of.
Don't lose where you're from.
Don't
lose your roots.
Like Call of Duty was a military. I mean, I use that term simulator very loosely here.
Right.
It was a military simulator at its core. That's what it was. And then you get to the point where it's like you're adding in jetpacks and wall running and supers, and it's like, all right, that's not my Call of Duty. So
yep.
You heard it here, guys.
One for president.
Yeah. SIG for president.
SIG for president.
All right, guys. I guess we'll go ahead and round out the show today. Thank you for dropping in.
A little bit longer than usual, but
a little longer than usual. This is my first day back after my brief hiatus. Sorry if I sound a little sick, because I am. Thank you for stopping by. As always, listeners, we stream this podcast every Friday live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you'd like to see what our beautiful faces look like to pair with our beautiful voices.
With our beautiful hats.
In our beautiful hats, because we do wear cool hats. Be sure to check us out, please, on twitch.com/FPSguides. Or no, sorry, twitch.tv/FPSguides. Please check us out. Remember to smash them like and subscribe buttons. You can check out all of our content on Apple iTunes Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Alexa, and most importantly, our beautiful website, fpsguides.com, made by yours truly. Also, be sure to check out our Discord. Our link is in the description below on Twitch. Please come in and chat, play some games with us. Like I said, if you want to play Friday the 13th with some funny people, I'm one of those people, and I know a couple more. Or if you want to just drop in, insult us, or drop a meme, that's totally fine too. We don't care.
Are you gonna be playing the Ghost Recon at all?
We'll try the beta out.
Open beta?
I will be trying the open beta. Remember, I tried to get that early access.
That press beta?
Yeah, and they didn't give it to us. So.
Boo!
You were nodding off halfway through.
You're on camera.
Oh man, dude! Sig's nodding off. This must not have been a really fun show.
Oh man!
All right, guys. Well, maybe Sig will be more awake next time. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, and never be shy to provide feedback. We love the feedback. Division Matrix and Enigma just blowing up the chat today. We really appreciate it, guys.
Gentlemen.
And anyways, I guess we'll just that's it. Tell your friends. We'll see you guys next time. Remember to play games.
Play games. Have a good weekend. Peace. We're gonna fade, I think.